They call him unfornicated, he don't fall for tricks. Wading through the cyberspace, dodging all the clicks. Lies wrapped up in candy glitz, it's a devil's pact. He fights back with truth attacks, keeps his mind intact. Scrolling through the madness, truth hides in plain sight. Unfornicated stands tall in digital fight. Clowns peddle poison wrapped in colorful disguise. Yeti battles on revealing all their lies. Whispers in the echo chamber trying to break his will, but he's got a heart that's stubborn, packed with iron and steel. Got no time for shadow games or their tangled snare. Yeah. Unfornicated, blazing through the web with flair. Scrolling through the madness, truth hides in plain sight. Unfornicated stands tall in digital fight. Clowns peddle poison wrapped in colorful disguise. Yeti battles on revealing all their lies. They think they've got him cornered, lost in endless posts, but he shatters all the mirrors, crushes all their boasts. Deception drones, they crumble in the light he brings. Unfornicated conquers, every scheme takes swing. In a world where falsehoods flourish, he stands his own ground. With wisdom as his armor, he's silenced to their sound. Social media battleground filled with smoke and din. Unfornicated holds the line, never lets them
I needed two golden. Oh, didn't know what to do. I was going to pick him out Friday. Oh, she thought I was in his chat. I've been certain he's doing right now.
They think they've got him cornered, lost in endless posts, but he shatters all the mirrors, crushes all their boasts. Deception drones, they crumble in the light he brings. Unfornicated conquers, every scheme takes swing. In a world where falsehood flourish, stands his own ground. With wisdom as his armor, he's silenced to their sound. Social media battleground filled with smoke and din. Unfornicated holds the line, never lets them win. Ironclad lies slip through screens, eyes glued to digital dreams. Swallowed words, twisted schemes. In the web where falsehood gleams. Unfornicated stands tall, bathed in shadows through the sprawl. Clowns in masks start to fall. Truth bleeds bright in the brawl. Red-pilled bots lost in code. Twisted minds in overload. Unfornicated decodes, shattering the fragile abode. Whispers in the endless echo chamber sounds abound. Unfornicated won't be bound, tearing myths from the ground.
Hello, all you beautiful people. Hey, hopefully my audio is coming in great, and we hopefully won't have a repeat of Friday night's scandal of audio routing issues and bullshit, for sake of another word. Hey, let's just switch up so I can see you guys. You guys can see me. Hey, everybody. So since the public asked for it, or actually just two people, figured let's do an after party. So we're gonna get DP Debunks up here after he visits the little boys' room and gets his face to stop hurting from laughing so hard. God, that was so much fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did because yeah. I hit up Mike on the side. I'm like, hey, if you want a CC bit, I'll bring up a CC bit. That's fine. I'm just gonna recycle Friday nights though. So but no, it was I'm sorry Glowy missed it though. That would have been funny. So it is a Wednesday night. How's everyone doing? Make sure everyone goes and watch each other videos. Remember, watching the video gets you 1 vote, or the video 1 vote, and liking it gets 10 votes. So go watch the videos. Actually, listen to the audio this time, and yeah, let's let's get some comedy going one way or the other. Funny thing, as we're waiting for DP to show up, was that when I asked that, I was if he wanted me to jump into CC, I was not ready for that. I was sitting on the couch having a grand old time, and nowhere near my wig, my green screen, or anything else like that. So I had to hurry up and run around like a madman, and then I had to set up Zoom, and then realize that my camera wasn't working, and then my mic wasn't working, and then I had to go through all those setups. It's like Jesus Christ today. All right, so Industrial Nerd, I cannot unsee your O face now after seeing that nomination video for CC. That was a great video. I have not seen that one. I have for those who don't know, I have a 14-year-old daughter, and we were thinking about shooting one in my kitchen and having her walk behind me as CC's wife, and basically call it bullshit and call me an idiot. She walks away. No, Industrial Nerd. DP is near the comment of my penis. Because, I'm a lot taller than he is, so that's about the level of where we're at. Oh, hold on. Let's join the call. Hey, DP. All right, let us do something here. It's connecting. I think we're using a satellite, not an undersea cable here. Ah, Hey, are you there, DP? Okay. Yeah, Saddaloons, make sure you get your things here. No, we're still connecting. What the All right, let's disconnect. Let's join the call again. Let's see if we can get this to actually connect. All right, we're all waiting for DP right now. So we're gonna try Zoom here in a second. I'm not sure. It's one of those things. Stand by fixing crap. Oh, hey, that makes sense. You know what? Hey, DP, I think we need to like take a boot camp on how to stream like professionals, because I think we're doing a shit job of this. Uh, and in the meantime, I need to add audio capture. Okay. Discord. Okay. He needs a waiting song. Yeah, as long as the song is not waiting for DP, that's I vote no on that on multiple levels. Uh so we'll probably be on. I don't know. I'll probably be on for a little bit. Maybe we'll go around and DP will host for a while or something. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on. I do have to work tomorrow, but like what I do is rocket surgery by any means. So no one dies if I screw up. Your internet might go down, but no one dies. But yeah, it's interesting days for me. Work-wise, the company is recently bought. The CEO was let go. He's only been there for less than a year. The guy who was leaving at the end of the month of April is now the CEO, and I don't know what's going on. It's like one big incestuous family that goes on the sea levels. But the good news is I'm still employed. So hey, here's a plus for today. Yeah, otherwise I'd have to stream more often and try to get more bots to sign up for my channel. And for all those who have subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate it nonetheless. We do have, I have been working diligently on some scripts. I've been fighting a sore throat like crazy the last 2 days. I've been drinking screwdrivers, trying to hope that either the orange juice or the vodka would kill whatever's I got going on. But no, hopefully I'll have about 4 videos out in the next week or two. That's the idea. Yeah. Otherwise, some more. We'll probably do some more live streams. We'll maybe do another Zoo Cruise stream soon, because antics aren't fun enough, and plus we always enjoy playing Jackbox. Murder trivia. Interesting thing happened. A friend of mine, daughter, adult daughter, was actually in the stream, playing trivia with us. Didn't recognize her name at all. She even texted me during the stream. Didn't hear it. I woke up the next morning at around, I don't know, 11 o'clock. I think we ended around 4 a.m. my time. And At around 11 o'clock in the morning when I woke up, I saw that I had a message waiting, and it was Leah. So I texted her, called her, and we had a laugh about things. It's funny because she brought up a couple of questions that I knew absolutely nothing about that she knew the answer out the get go. So go figure. So she's my adopted daughter. She's my stepdaughter. So, and she calls me Step Dan, which I think is funny. Vlad is talking radars. Oh shit. Nah, Swallow, I have not been on X yet. My apologies. I think I'm in detention because I referred to Elon Musk as apartheid Clyde, and I told a flirt to stick his head in the microwave and tell me if he can see radio waves. Probably not my best moment of the week, but hey, you know. Oh, let's try this again. Hey, hey, you there? Knock, knock.
What?
DP, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Why not?
Oh, okay. Oh, hold up. I might have to turn you up. Hold on. You know what's funny is when we have these Discord bullshit, and it's completely different than everything else that we do, it makes it somewhat difficult. Or maybe it's just difficult for me because I'm an idiot. Who knows? Let's see. Output device is this. Input device is this. Oh, no. Output needs to go to headphones. Here we go.
It's not playing back anything.
There we go. I got it. I got you now. You want to talk and see if I can see it on the OBS?
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
can everybody hear DP?
Can people hear me? Can you hear me? I exist. I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. Let me turn off my view here so I can put you on the big
Yes,
screen.
Me.
Big screen. Here we go. Wave, DP. Wave at everybody. You got to give it 10 seconds. I think I screwed up the latency thing. I forgot to reset it. Well, they can hear you. Sound is fine. Oh, you got to find me on Telegram. Swallow, I'm on Telegram, but hey, look at that. Wait, I got to look this way. Hi, DP. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm very confused. Yeah. Yeah, that screws me up every time. I have you on the screen, obviously, but I'm not even looking at the screen where I have you. I actually have you just staring at the camera right now. It's easier for me. I get confused. It was so confusing because I had Mike's stream up on YouTube on the side. Then I got the Zoom call in, and I could hear everybody in the Zoom calls I got in. But then I started hearing everything 10 seconds later on the other call, and I was like going absolutely apeshit trying to figure out what was going on. So I did like mute that one. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I think I screwed up something. I think they lost the video for you. So let me do it this way. All right. Try now.
Okay, trying now.
Hello,
Can y'all
hello.
hear me? Can y'all hear me, baby?
Yeah,
I'm
they
right
can.
here.
I can see it moving I can see it moving on my thingy.
Yeah, once you can see it moving, it's game on. Oh yeah.
If it's not moving, you can make it move.
That's it. Oh, SK lost me. Oh no, I'm being lost. We are experimenting, so bear
Yes.
with us, folks.
So we've been having issues about, DB and I have been talked multiple times about the idea of multi-streaming and how we can accomplish this. And the only people who's figured this out has been like
Thanks.
Max and MC Toon.
Yeah, it seems that this solution, doing the Discord thing, may not be a winner. But
No.
it'll do for now. You'll all just have to deal with it. And if the video craps out or something, I can turn that off and just go with voice, and I'll be the pseudo Andy for the day. That'd be great. I'm not
So
as funny, but
So funny thing. I was talking about different Zoo Cruise teams, stuff like that, and I had a volunteer to be a mystery voice on my show, like Andy is for Mike.
well, I missed that. Sorry.
I said
I
I
stopped listening because it wasn't about me.
I said I had a volunteer to be a mystery voice on my audio, like Andy is. So I've never actually heard her voice. Oh, there you go. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need right there. So I don't know how, but she claims to be squeaky and everything else, but she wanted to, she volunteered, but she said she wasn't that funny, but we'll see.
Everyone always says that, and they're friggin' hilarious. No,
Hilarious,
there was
yeah.
some complaints in the chat about me being upside down, not proving flat Earth. So I just had to fix that.
There we go.
You're all
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, this feels
And
like
see, it
a
still
weird.
works because Elmer Spud and CC LePew and what's it, the Platypus all live in the north, so they're right side up for all of you. There you go.
Exactly.
Huh?
This makes
Huh?
perfect sense now. Finally, globe
Science.
proof. Globe proof, everybody.
Figure this one
Unrefutable.
out, Flatzoid. This is a 6-hour for Catzoid and Friends stream, right? Freaking here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Has it been 12 hours already?
That's
Yes, Rocinante, it has been.
I gotta fix that because it's freaking me out.
I think I feel. I feel like this is a dirty, weird sexual position.
Bloop. There we go.
There we go.
Oh. All the blood just rushed to my head. Oh,
Quick, take another drink or another drink.
that kid is what we call acting. Right. How the hell are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. That was absolutely funny and hilarious, and my face hurts.
I've not had like real time interaction with MC Toon before, so that was like a little bit of bucket list action going on right there. That was very, very cool. And then having Globey drop in as well, which is great. If I can, Globey's like, he's just a cool guy, and he plays everything like very straight. And the fact that there's been like 2 or 3 instances now where I've been able to make Globey chuckle, that makes me happy. Yeah, I was a
little disappointed. He was away for the Uranus and my penis comment. But no,
I hate it when Globey misses my anus too. So makes everything a little awkward. You've got that awkward silence, and you make eye contact, and you're like,
right, and you got to be like, no, that's not it.
little to the left,
a little to the right. Well, Industrial Nerd just gave us a nice little update. He's going to be right back. Then, all right. Swallow's in Australia, so obviously you being upside down is weird for him. So I guess I'd have to switch.
See, yeah.
Swallow, just turn your monitor upside down.
Industrial Nerd, who we just saw over on Mike's stream with the legendary CC nomination video on that soundboard, which is incredible. I've not seen that before. So MT Toon, when they announced the 2025 nominees, sent me some links for stuff, saying check out these other nomination videos to get an idea of what people have done and stuff like that. And none of the links worked. So I don't know if they're all set to private or what, but I couldn't view any of the videos. So I had no idea what to do. But I tell you, watching the reaction of people in the chat when that King Nico video dropped, everything I wanted.
Yeah, I bet that was great. I mean, I unfortunately missed part of that. I was bouncing back and forth and having some computers. I just bought a laptop to kind of like go along with your route as far as have a little creative thing I can take with me so I can work out my my CC bits and stuff like that while I'm on the road or while I'm moving around. But also so I can, I guess, test out my my scenes here on OBS so I don't fuck them up any more than I really did on Friday. But no, but your no, your video was definitely one of the best that I saw, and I still can't believe you got him to do it. I mean, granted, he got the chance to talk shit about a bunch of Globers, so I'm sure he would have jumped at that idea. But just the fact that he thinks top left is something that's like worthy to win is the most top left thing you can possibly get.
And it's so funny because all this came about like I'd made the 3 videos to like tearing him apart, and obviously I had my misunderstanding about the Nico video, ripping off Dubay, I should say,
Right.
the Dubay video, which got me in touch with like Culture Cats, who's amazing.
Yep.
And all of that. So like 3 or 4 videos of like going after Nico and just tearing shreds off him. I literally thought he'd just come back with a get fucked. Like, why
Right.
would I? Fuck you. But yeah, the weird thing is you hear some of the stuff Nico says, and the stuff you hear in debates is pretty mild. Some of the stuff if he gets into on his own streams is like, whoa. But like honestly, in emails and everything else, like it's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So I don't actually like despise Nico
As a person.
but
Right. Just
everything he stands for, like, no. But I reckon if I was over his way, I could quite happily sit down, and I wouldn't share a juice box with them. We could each have our own.
right. Right. Yeah, you don't know where his
happily.
mouth has been. So
Dude. Well, I can imagine where it has been, and no
yes.
thank you.
No, thank you.
But no, it's really cool, and just such a good experience. And the fact that he was up for it, and like I had to wait a little bit, and I was getting a bit worried for the stuff that he was shooting for the video because time was ticking away, and Toon was very clear, like everything has to be in by the 3rd of March.
Right, unless you lose your roof and your Craig, and you know.
And then he still didn't make his own video because Toon made it for him.
Right. Well, weren't we waiting on Globey too? I think we're waiting on Globey also.
And I still don't know the story behind that. And I mentioned it on stream the other night that looking at the page of nominees, because I used that to write the script. I mean, Nico used that to write his script. Fred's not on there, and Globey wasn't there because he didn't get enough votes for the nomination. So I don't know if that was just sneaky meh, or whatever. But I'm not complaining by any stretch. More Globey is never a bad thing. But yeah, all the videos were so good.
Yes.
So good.
No, they were really good. I expected a test at the end of Wally's. I was like, should I be taking notes? Because there's a test coming, I think. I'm not supposed to learn. I'm supposed to point and laugh. I think we need to get Wally on a couple of our shows so we can teach him more of the point and laugh thing and get him off the teacher aspect of it.
I think Wally could have like just filmed a turd and farted into a microphone for 3 hours, and for Catsoid was still going to pick up votes because
he also did the whole
been
panel.
next level.
He got to nominate the whole panel.
Yeah. Well, they're a package deal. You know, it's like the Ninja Turtles. You can't just take one. You got to have all 4.
Well, and
if you got to have all 4, then you need April and Splinter and Casey Jones as well.
Right.
So,
but I mean, like Mike was going to nominate the
shows.
whole panel, remember? And they were like, "No, you got to pick one." And then Wally got. I guess Wally snuck his. Probably because Wally already nominated the whole panel. So they're like, "No, we can't have 2 nominations for the panel because that's just." Foxworth is saying Nico is so good about it. It's very confusing. Is he real or not? I think he's totally playing a part or a role. And
Globey said on the after show of the debate against Nico that he's pretty sure that Nico's just role playing. He's poing. I don't know. Even like I've had a fair bit of interaction with him behind the scenes, and I can't get a read on that. But again, it's like chalk and cheese between talking to him offline and what he presents. But like, he doesn't pretend to. Well, that's the thing. He's not pretending to go to protests against like trans rights or anything like that. That's legit.
Yeah.
So there's at least a part of him that actually believes a lot of what he's spewing.
Right.
To what level or degree, I don't know.
No, I mean, only he would.
when I'm done with the next trilogy of Facatsoid videos and we get circled back around to King Nico, I'm a fucking find out.
So one big circle jerk.
Fucking did it again.
Foxworth. Sorry, my timing. Foxworth says Mike should get half the points for Wally's because he kind of also covered some. Yeah, true. I think DP should get some of the points from Mike since DP had a nice little cameo in there of a wandering student. Funny thing, actually, that this came up. So I'm mostly on Twitter. So when I do the debunk stuff, I'm on Twitter doing this. So I know the Ether cosplayers, and that's where Witsit was. They had Flat Earth Fridays there with a bunch of there's 140 people in these audio calls, and it's such a shit show. But so we were holding spaces under me and a buddy of mine created an account called Helios, and we were going to do it was going to be almost like a radio call-in show. It had a certain format. We are going to have call-outs every month or every week to where, you can call out somebody and, it's like just an open debate. You get 3 minutes to insult each other or something like that, 2 minutes to insult each other. And, but it's a crowd to see who wins kind of mentality. And it's going to be about conspiracies, kind of like what I'm doing here with Unfornicated. And Fornicated really is just it's just a expanse on that. But what we had was, under the Helios thing is we were doing parody commercials like Grand Theft Auto style, and that's where the Hubris Valley Ranch came up, where it was a meme that I made, and it was a there's a meme that I made, and I also wrote a commercial for it. So it's almost like a radio spot. So we would just do different segments that are sort of sponsored by certain things. So one of the ones that I had was, and I'm actually trying to find it right now, because I'll read it off to you. Oh, here we go. Helios sponsorships of parodies. One of the ones was we have the Tartarian Bard of Tourism. We have Hubris Valley Ranch. We have the NASA Military Petting Zoo. It's the Penguin Petting Zoo down in the South Pole. And we had the Flat Earth Institute. Now, what makes it kind of funny here is the Flat Earth Institute, and I wrote this last year, is very similar to Mike's little video. So
a skill for super smart people?
Yeah, it's something similar. Hold on a second. So here, I'll just read through it real quick. So I'm not going to use a radio voice or anything because I don't have one of those. But I'll try to refrain from breathing too heavily into the microphone and otherwise just dropping the ball. So today's sponsor is the Flat Earth Institute. Today's sponsor is the Flat Earth Institute. Have you tried the endless appeals to authority during online debates? Solve the problem by becoming your own authority. We offer multiple degree programs, including up to doctorate level. We make no positive claims. Instead, we focus on disproving mainstream pseudosciences. Rest assured, our PhD programs do not require submissions to the corrupt peer-reviewed process. Let's be honest, a flat earth scientist or engineer has no peers. Earn your PhD in any number of scientific fields, whether it's ether sciences, firmament studies, ice wall geology, toroidal fields, ancient cosmology, or even engineering degrees specializing in electrostatics and non-Newtonian engineering. You can even enroll in more than one doctorate program at one time. Whatever your interest, we are sure to have a degree program that will fit your needs. In the event one isn't available, you can help us create one for you. We have 3 campuses to suit your needs. Located at Mount Meru in the picturesque, located at Mount Meru in the North Pole, the picturesque Falkland Islands, and the tropical island of American Samoa. Contact our admissions office to see what program is right for you. Every PhD degree comes with a free Flat Earth t-shirt or hoodie, depending on the location of the campus. Earn your PhD with us today. Disclaimer, Flat Earth Institute is a private for-profit institution for higher learning. It is not accredited by any government and not subject to government oversight or meddling. Unfortunately, we cannot offer scholarships or grants to further your studies. Financial aid is available for those who qualify.
Is the financial aid in the form of Domecoin?
At the time, there was no Domecoin, but yes.
It'd have to be now.
So yeah, so
That is epic.
I'm going to take these 3 and I'm going to literally, I'm going to turn these into parody commercials, basically. So like Hubris Valley Ranch, I had to rewrite and things like that. Some of these are kind of long, but I was going to turn them into YouTube shorts because I thought YouTube shorts was a way to help get to that, first partnership level. But then I realized he needed 3 million views. And I'm like, look, Cubist Rally Ranch is good, but it's not that funny.
Yeah, the number of views you need for shorts is nuts. Like the only way to do that is like clickbaity, horrible, terrible short content. No thanks. So I didn't bother.
Shifty IC says, channel says he is satire when talking about the fittest flat earther. Misinformation agent is convinced fittest flat earther is a Poe. I agree wholeheartedly. And you know why I agree? Because Globey McGlobeface alluded to that, saying that there was an email back and forth between him. It says, look, we both know what we're doing, for our respective audiences. Let's not go after each other. That's like, if that's not collusion of saying, hey, I'm playing a bit, then I don't know what is. Not to mention, how many videos do you have to be like, this person is this person? Do you have to watch?
Here's the thing. His content is garbage, like utter garbage.
Yes.
And he's clearly playing a role, and he's a Poe. But I don't know if you saw the video that Misinformation Agent put out, where he kind of called out Creaky and Simon Dan for debunking him. And I left a comment on it. I like Misinformation Agent, and he does good stuff. But I think him saying, hey, you guys haven't done any research on this because it's right there on his profile that he's satire and he doesn't mean it. He's got that satire thing, or had the satire thing on his TikTok profile, because you have to.
Yeah.
Like, if they flag it for the misinformation or whatever, say just nuke channel. So that kept him afloat for a long time. Now he's over here on YouTube, and he's growing. He's up to like 40K followers or subs or some crap. But the problem with him is that whether he's a Poe or not, people watch his crap and buy it. Because he's spewing the same sort of derp as for Catzoid and Debate and all that crap.
Even worse.
Around flat Earth, and the flatties get on board with it. So for me, and I said this to Misinformation Agent in the comments, and it wasn't an attack. It was just, that's why Creaky and Simon and Dan are right to debunk his flat Earth claims, because people are still listening and still taking it as if he means it, because they're clueless. His content is designed, same as Dirth's, to suck those people in and to get them to keep clicking on his shit. And that's why he casts such a wide net with all this face replacement or people replacement stuff.
Oh, yeah. The inversion skulls and all that stupid shit.
But to say, like, we should just ignore this guy because it's quite clearly satire, no, that's more dangerous, because that's a guy who's just role-playing and is clearly grifting for the money with over 500,000 followers. That's more than Simon, Dan, Creaky, and Dave McKeegan combined. Like, that's a problem, and that's the stuff you need to go after.
Absolutely.
That's my take.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I think Misinformation Agent should have held off a little bit more or come through such a hard line calling out other debunkers, because other debunkers aren't in the wrong on that, in my opinion.
Right. I'm never going to judge somebody for the content that they do if they're on our side, but friendly fire is a real thing. It's one of those things where, we're all trying to fight the same thing. So depending on how we go about doing it, like me, I use sarcasm. I use a shit ton of sarcasm. I always use a couple 4-letter words every now and then. Usually one every 3 minutes or so. We all have our style of doing things. We all have our personalities of sorts that, that we use. You, me, and Mike are more of the point and laugh thing. And if you learn something along the way, it's purely by accident. But the idea is that, flat Earth as a whole was not addressed for the longest time, because everyone thought it was a joke. And look at the footing it got and stuff like that. So I honestly think that we need to do things the right way. And I think we need to do things that are more addressing them as they come out.
And I was talking about it, I can't even remember when it was, last night, the stream before or whatever, that there's parts of the conversation that seem to be shifting a little bit. And it's becoming less of the finding the craziest claims from tiny creators and calling them out and look how stupid this person is. And like Creaky, Simon and Dan and co seem to be focusing more on the bigger people with a platform and highlighting their dishonesty. And disingenuity and things like that, was kind of where I'm going. So they're all copying me, clearly. No. But that's the angle I want to take. I've gone after Dearth because what Dearth does hurts people.
Absolutely.
And it's designed to impact vulnerable people and lead them astray. And like that to me is abhorrent. But sorry, to a lesser extent, is doing exactly the same thing. He's just lying through his teeth. He's got a team of yes men around him, built his echo chamber, and he's sucking more and more people in. He's not growing massively fast, but his numbers have shot up, and that's a problem. Like, that's not okay, and that's why most of us do this, because we see that happening, and it's like, no, not on my watch. Like, it makes me angry to know that that's happening, and people are giving them money to just like do nothing and lie and like actually cause harm. That's not okay.
Well, and I take it, I also take it to another level too, in the sense that, like, people who are flat earthers with kids who teach their kids about flat earth and everything else, as opposed to, look, I came from a very, very Catholic family. I went through communion, I went through confirmation, I went through or baptism, communion, and confirmation. And while it's a very Catholic family, we're free to make our own decisions and everything else. This is what you'll learn now, but you're free to make your own decisions and do everything else once you become an adult and stuff like that. So my sentiment when it comes to like flat earthers with kids is along the lines of, let the kids learn the right way. And then you can tell them when they're adults about all your derpiness and let them make their own decision. Because I think you're setting up your kids for a very rough childhood with that, because kids are mean.
I like hate and love Mike's story of the reason he started going after flirts was just, kid comes home from school. Well, a teacher tried to tell me the earth was flat. Mike was like, oh, fuck no. And off to the races. Like, I'd be exactly the same way. Well, exactly the same way. And I don't have anyone in my circle of that ilk, but I've got a friend who is a moon landing denier. Not like violently or aggressively, but if you bring it up, he'll be like, we never went to the moon. That's rubbish. Can't be done. Can't be done. And for the longest time, I've avoided that conversation. I haven't seen him for a while, just through circumstances. But the next time I do, I'm a be armed. Like, yeah, no more bringing like just dismissal to a knife fight. Like, I'm bringing some blades with me.
No, absolutely, and actually, that's some of the things that I tackled too on Twitter, and that's where I found. It was funny. It was right around the anniversary of Apollo. I posted an article that was in the a Louisville newspaper, local newspaper, that I found, because I was having one of these things of like, how do you independently, I was having these thoughts of like, how do you independently confirm that we went to the moon? And since I'm a radio and telecommunications guy, I'm like, wait, I'm sure there's an amateur radio who listened in. And sure enough, I found the article and I posted it. Someone from Louisville that's like in the Chamber of Commerce, something like that, saw my post, tagged the reporter in there, and the reporter and I have been going back and forth. I've been meaning to call him, but I can't get into my DMs right now because, reasons. But I'm in detention and Twitter for poor behavior, I think is the right way. Yeah, I'm. I may or may not have done things, that they didn't like. Look, referring to Elon Musk as apartheid Clyde should be freedom of speech. Okay, that's just the way I consider
it. Part-time Clydesdale. I went and created, because I haven't had one for a long time. I created a Twix account and a fucking Instagram. And all sorts of stuff that I won't use. So don't ask me what the usernames are. It's pretty obvious. They're all DP debunks. I just wanted to lock them in. I won't be posting them or using them. I just wanted to grab them so no one else does. Just on the off chance someone gets a bee in their bonnet through something I said and decides to play silly buggers. It's like, well, no, you can't.
Can't hide from me.
I can barely handle doing this and like my own personal Facebook. It's too much. So
I haven't been on Facebook in like 2 years now. I mean, I just emailed the pictures of my daughter and my family. That's the only reason why I had it. I mean, I'm not big on social media to begin with, but I am on Twix and stuff like that. But the way I look at it is, Yeah, I mean, I use it more or less to find content for for that weekly STD bit. This week in STDs for the socially transmitted disinformation, and I've learned, especially from a Twix thing, it's like I can follow 10 accounts, and those 10 accounts could cover every fucking base, and it's like every day. Every day there's 50 posts, and it's 50 different conspiracies. And you wait for the next day, and guess what? It's 50 different conspiracies that are more or less framed differently of the same 50 conspiracies. It's like every hour they have, they're every half hour they're pumping out a post because we're at engagement farming. And I'm like, why are people engaging? And it's funny because for debunkers, it's like you see someone say something stupid. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're wrong, and here's why. And you automatically engage. And then there's people who are like, oh yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And that's a different story entirely. But I think that's kind of why I resonate with Mike's channel. Like I've been following Toon, Simon Dan, Creaky, FTFE, McKeegan and stuff like that for the past couple of years. But like Mike, it was like when my daughter started getting social media and she started sending me some of these videos, I started seeing what was on social media, not what she was literally watching, but what was available to watch. That's where I started getting a little sideways. And I'm like, this ain't gonna fly. So that's kind of why I get started in it too. So I think that's why I resonate kind of with Mike, and you and I are just on the wrong. You and I are on the same page for too many wrong reasons on the comedy level. So you and I have the same idea too many times. Like tonight we have the same idea.
My parents' fault. Yeah, it's all my parents' fault. They let me grow up watching way too much British comedy. So my grandmother was from England, still is, even though she passed away. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, you're still from
so
there.
Was my mother and grandfather. Yeah, from Manchester. That's not a Manchester accent at all. Things like Billy Connolly, who is Scottish, not English. No one come after me. But growing up watching like Blackadder and the Young Ones and anything with Alexi Sale and Ben Elton, Are You Being Served? And Doctor Who, Tom Baker, Doctor Who. That was my Doctor Who growing up. Just all of that. And then discovering Cheech and Chong and Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious. And going on scout camps. Australians will know this one if you're here. Every scout camp we went on, someone would have a stereo or a tape deck, and you would play Rodney Roode and Kevin Bloody Wilson. If you don't know who they are, don't look them up. It's horrible. But as a kid, they swore a lot, and they said a swear word.
It's like Andrew Dice Clay when I was growing up.
Yes, along those lines. And so Dice and all those guys. And I've always been really big on stand-up, and usually really off-color stand-up. So the guys now like Bill Burr, I really like Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Jeselnik is fucking incredible. Stephen Wright.
Who's the guy who takes off his shirt? Who's anybody. The short fat guy who takes off his shirt? He talks about his wife and being a dad. They call him Machine.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. No, he's another one that I enjoy. And I mean, look, even Louis C.K. and stuff like. I mean, I get a kick out of like actual like funny people and stuff like that, even if they're off color and stuff like that, just because it's a joke, and that's kind of how I am. So it's just. It just resonates, with me, and I enjoy that too, because it's nice to kind of like unplug and start something else. But along the same line, though, it was interesting to, like when we're in that chat with all those other people, and everyone else has varying degrees of humor and stuff like that. But you can look up, there's at least two of us that are laughing at everything that's being said. So it might not be the same two, but it's over and over different two each time. So. Seeing MC Toon lose it, seeing Mike actually get up out of his chair and walk away.
Like Toon is like a little bit more reserved on his stream because he's like hosting, he's monitoring stuff, he's driving everything. I think he's very conscious about not going quite too far in what he says and not swearing. And like I've seen him lose it once when he had that dude on. Who said that his presentation at Duffy's church was satanic, and angry tune, really
Yeah.
angry tune. That was something else. But yeah, when he's like guesting and just a bit more laid back, and there's no real pressure like he was over on Mike's Night, it's so good, so good. Makes me happy.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
And again, I get a kick out of making people laugh. It's always been my thing, and like to be able to do it for people whose stuff I watch, and that like I respect and admire is just amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was such a small kid growing up, and I was 4'11" as a freshman in high school. So, and I had a twin sister who was 5'8". So, comedy is what prevented me from getting bullied. So, you know, it's always having a sharp-witted one-liner at the ready, and being able to put ping pong off people and play off them is just, that's kind of how I got through life. And that's something I enjoy. And being able to throw something together, like do a CC bit or something like that, to me is just hilarious. I mean, as soon as Mike saw it, I saw him laughing. I was just like, this is going to go over well. Monkey
I've just
cat,
been
pat,
sent
pat.
something.
Oh, well, last time I remembered giving a confession, I was 9-ish. I made up my mind after that. It's all bullshit. I have to start a soundboard.
Bullshit.
I got to start a soundboard.
So do I. Oh, I don't even know how. I've been meaning for like, because I did the Football Manager streaming for a couple of years, and I've been meaning to set up like a tablet to do all my scene changes and all that,
Right.
and just have like a Stream Deck type thing. And every time I sit down to do it, it's that little thing in my brain that's like, you know what, this is going to be too hard. Don't bother. And I don't, which is great. And now I'm having all these ideas, like with all this crap all over my screen. I'm like, I need to be able to bring these up like on command and at will. So yeah, that's going to be most of my weekend.
I need to come up with a pointer that I can use, like Mike's Bigfoot Dick or something like that I can use as a pointer, because my cursor, not anything else, my cursor is a little small to be seen sometimes. So I was in the pool, it was cold. That's why.
Megan's here. Yay! Megan is like one of the first people ever that like put something in chat on one of my streams, and will forever hold a special place in my heart. And I fucked up on Mike's channel because I was talking about CC Lespew over there and accidentally thanked Emma for creating it. Emma's amazing, and we all love Emma for different reasons. But it was not Emma who created it. It was Megan.
Right. Credit where credit's due.
And I will forever continue to apologize for Megan for my brain fart. But Megan made Pepe Lespew, or CC Lespew, and Elmer Spud over there. And they are brilliant. So
yes, I definitely loved the CC Lespew. That's right up my alley. You know, and actually, this is someone
I may or may not have a version sitting in my. I won't bring it up on screen. I'll save it for my stream because fuck you, Dan. But I may have a version of CC Lespew where the tail moves.
See, I need to use the tail as my pointer. That's what I'm getting at. So
you just need the wig, but you need the wig animated like it's alive.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm definitely having. Dog's got zoomies. I'm definitely. My daughter is definitely turning you, me, and Mike into like avatars, like Snapchat avatars, and she's going to put us in a Dumb and Dumber van with a CC wig, and I'm going to turn that into a sticker. And I don't care if I don't sell it or not. I'm going to make one for you, me, and Mike, and I'm going to put it on my laptop.
Hell yes. Hells to the yes. Oh, CK's gone to bed. Night, CK.
Good night, CK. Love you. Bye.
Sweet dreams. I'd read you a story, but I can't read.
Yeah, I can't read either. Yeah, have a much better night than you had a day, by all means. The what was the other thing? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Because I noticed this when you started putting up your videos and stuff like that. Like, you seem to work in trilogies, and the one thing I noticed is that certain debunkers have, let's call them favorite targets. Creaky goes after CC. Dave goes after Facatoid. Mike Toon more or less was after Witsit for the longest time, and he's kind of had to find another target because Witsit's kind of gone. MIA. Craig, I don't remember who Craig was going after, but I mean, like everyone kind of has like their favorite targets that they go after. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, if I'm going to go after a target, I don't want to double up on what somebody else is doing. So it's funny as I was creating this, it was like trying to look along the lines of like, well, what do I want this to be? I don't want it just to be flat Earth, but you can't just sit there and say, I want it to be about all misinformation, because then, I mean, what are you at that point?
What,
I mean,
that and where the fuck do you start?
Yeah,
Because there's
exactly.
so much.
Right. So I was looking at more like science denial, things like moon landing, things like that, you know, things that is kind of like in my wheelhouse type things. So, but I was thinking about like, who's my target? Like, yeah, I make fun of CC, I put on the wig and stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't necessarily have a target. But when I saw Mike's video earlier today at noontime and he had Ironwork on there, it's like Ironwork's this low level, you know, he's got like 500 subs or something like that. And I remembered I was in his chat and he was talking about his service time in the Navy, and there are some things that didn't necessarily click with me. Some things seemed a little off. So I might have something in the works of that. I'm you know, there's certain things that we can do within our country as far as Freedom of Information Act to kind of get some sort of information. But along the same lines, I don't necessarily still have a target at that point. I think my thing is just, I'm just going to point and laugh at everybody. I think to me, it's just, there's times where the trilogy's, you know, valid. There's times where it's like, you know, one and done, because I'm just going to just mock this person into oblivion and go from there.
I mean, I'll do the same thing. Like with, I think, getting started with Nico, it had to be a 3-parter, because when I made the first one, there was more to the story. And then there was a little bit more to the story because I fucked up in the first video. And, you know, I had to correct it. I can't just leave it there and say, no, it's fine. So that was the thing. And there's actually 4 Nico videos. No one bothered watching the last one. Or the third one, I should say.
What, the teaser one?
And the dearth. No. So there's like the first one where I point out the Bavid, then the second one where sort of Cats didn't call me out on it, but it was just like, hey, I've had a conversation, check this out. And then the third part was me getting on board with that because I'd missed a whole chunk of the stream that I hadn't watched back. And it's got the clip of all that robot stuff, the secret NASA footage. So that third part, that's actually the third part of the Nico trilogy, but nobody watched it because on the thumbnail it says I was wrong, and it was like, we don't know if you're wrong. Who gives a shit? And then the telescope one did better.
Or that, and you say I was wrong, and everyone's all like, well, yeah, no shit. I mean, that's no surprise. You know,
yeah, it's like we knew that. Like, this isn't news. Why would I click on that? Which is fine. Like, sometimes they just don't land, and it's probably that thing where I think it's one that I put out at like a weird time and late in the week, or too early on the weekend, or something. So no one was around, and that happens. And the same thing happened with one or the last Dearth video, which I worked on for a month. And busted my ass and had it actually fact checked and spoke to the Globesat guys and everybody else and put it out. And it was just dead on arrival. Nobody cares because it's old news. And that's fine, but I'm still proud of it. And it's cool because I don't do it for recognition or clicks or anything else. But it was slightly disappointing.
No, I love that video because, one, you obviously put the effort into it, and obviously that's not your wheelhouse. But because I know it's not your wheelhouse. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of it's my wheelhouse. It's like what I do. So to me, I found the fact that you put that much effort, knowing it's not your wheelhouse, and seeing how much effort you put into it and what you like went out and did, like that's Brandolini's principle right there. You know, it takes 30 seconds for someone to make a bullshit claim, and it takes us 30 hours to debunk it. And, you know, it's very similar to like the Battle Beams. It took me 2 months to do. Why would I spend 2 months of my fucking life to debunk a bunch of morons on the internet? And there's a couple times where I stopped and started. Now, granted, I also have a full-time job, so I had other things that were going on, and there was holidays and stuff like that. But still, it's that pretense. And I'm now very conscious of that idea of like how much time I'm going to invest in bullshit, because it's a whole lot easier to point and laugh. But if you just point and laugh, you're not contributing. You're just like everybody else. I think for us, it's the idea of the point and laugh, but in the same time with our jokes, be able to make points at the same time, you know, to kind of like show where, you know, where things are wrong. So, you know, like the script I shared with you last night, where we were talking about back and forth, and It was one of those things where it was like that was literally a script I generated for something I created on X like last year at some point, and before TFE and all this other stuff. And then I was like, well, I might as well just turn this to a script. So I turned to a script and then rewrote a few jokes and stuff like that, and then gave it to you. And then that night, while on your stream, which I fell asleep to, by the way, and I got to talk to you about some of the weird ass fucking dreams I had listening to you while I was sleeping. Not fun.
That's
like
my gift to
literally,
the world.
I had a 5-minute
Psychosis.
dream of MASH, and you and I were like Hawkeye and what the fuck's the other guy's name?
BJ.
Honeycutt. Yeah, BJ Honeycutt.
Or
So yeah, because Hawkeye wears Hawaiian shirts. I'm not in one tonight, but I being in a Hawaiian shirt, like I was just picturing this going on in my head for like about 5 minutes. I woke up and like, okay, cut back on the edibles because that was a bit rough. But fitting at the same time. It was really weird because it was yeah. But anyway, so but
gonna make
like,
a note. Dan, very suggestible. Yeah.
dude,
For no reason.
and here's the funny thing is I didn't go to sleep before you started the stream. I was like, well, it's only an hour away, so fuck it, I'll just stay up. I started reworking that script and put it together, got it done. Watched your stream probably for another, I don't even know how long, another half hour, I think, before I passed out. But yeah, it was but like I'm getting to a point now where it's like I have 3 or 4 streams or 3 or 4 scripts written, in scripts meaning outlines and scripts both, because depends on how I want to do it. But I very much, actually, here's something that maybe we can talk to some people about in the chat too, is like our creative processes and like how we come across to them. Like when I do mine, I literally have an outline with points up, and then I record me saying it. So I say my jokes and stuff like that and things like that. Then I turn it into a transcript, and then I read through it and I go through it and be like, okay, well, no, that joke's stupid. Let me take that out. Let me put this in there or something like that. And that's kind of like how I do my scripts. And then I generally read my scripts, but since I know my scripts so well, having said it a few times and rewritten it 3 or 4 times, I can kind of like get away with not having to do, I can usually do it in 1 to 2 to 3 cuts or something like that. So I have 4 scripts that are written. Well, different variants are written. I have 2 that are ready to go. I have a couple parodies that are ready to go. I have a couple of other ones ready to go, and I just haven't recorded yet. And I have even the B-roll footage recorded. I have everything ready to go put it in Resolve, and I just cannot sit down in Resolve and start fucking around. I don't know why. It's like there's a speed bump there. I don't know what it is. So when you get your ideas, like, I don't know if your ideas seem to come up with mine. Someone will say something in chat, or somebody will say something like, or I'll hear something, or all of a sudden my brain just gets like, I don't know, some randomly what I think is a brilliant idea, and it's like I'm gonna go run with it. But like I have a hard time creating shit out of thin air. I usually need to bounce off people and stuff like that, and so it's like difficult for me. So it's like most of yours, like, do you create out of thin air? Do you like do it off of some kind of influence or what?
Some of them have come from just like moments. So Wits at the Platypus came out of Mike's chat.
Yeah.
And they Mike wasn't even watching, like,
no, it was you and me going back
stuff
and forth. Yeah, you, me, Monkey Pat, I think, and there's a couple people.
The Zoo Crew. Fitting. Yeah. The Zoo Crew came up with
the
Platypus. But like that happened, and then I was like, oh my god, like I could literally create Wits at the Platypus, and I had like the theme song going in my head because I've been talking about the whole backpack thing and how every time I heard it, I hear the Dora song, but I can't use the Dora song because it's got. And then I was like, I can create my own. Holy crap! And then I spent like a lunch break trying to figure out, shit, how am I going to animate this, because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to build a whole rig or anything. And I think it's probably 3-4 days of figuring it out and slapping it together. And then I was like, okay, I'm finding the angle of like, where the hell is Wits at?
Right.
And that whole first half of the video is just like set up for the punchline to drop Wits at the Platypus. And then I'd look at the like retention rate for the video, and I'm like, I think close to 5,000 people watched that thing. And I'm like, I know for a fact about 3,000 of them didn't make it to the joke.
Right.
because they just fucked off. Like, so they have no idea what Wits at the Platypus is. So that was one. The sending flatties to the moon video. I was watching Marcus House,
Okay.
who does like a weekly update on all things space exploration,
Yeah.
SpaceX and NASA,
Yeah, I
and
watched that. Yeah.
different missions, and he mentioned it really briefly, the I Want More Moon mission, and my brain just went, fucking get on that and send the flatties up there. And I was like, right. So I went and submitted the names, and I was like, that's really funny. And then 15 seconds after I've hit submit, I was like, fuck, I should have recorded all of that so I could show it on screen and make a video. So I had to, then I was like, it's perfect. Off I went to do that. But generally, the way I do it is I will have the idea from wherever, either just sitting on the couch and like, oh, that's a funny line. All right, let's go. I'll sit down in front of OBS and I'll just record and see how that comes out. Occasionally, I'll write up a script, and you can tell if I've written a script because NVIDIA Broadcast has the creepy eye contact thing, and the whites of my eyes are wider and they don't really move, and I look like I've forgotten to blink. When I've got a script and I'm reading it, bang on to the camera all the time because the computer's driving it and I'm reading off the screen. Otherwise, it's just me talking and it's all off the cuff, and I haven't got anything planned at all other than I'm going to talk about this, and I'll go until I trip over my tongue, and then I'll swear and hit stop, and then I'll go again if I've got to redo that bit, or I just continue on from what I was saying. I take all of that, start dumping it into Resolve, so just raw video track. And then as I'm listening to it, I'm like, right, I need a shot for this, I need a shot for that, I need a shot for this. I can zoom in here because that's a funny line. Like, and I'm like writing it as I'm cutting.
Right, you're doing a storyboard as you're doing it, right?
Fuck no.
Well, I mean, in your brain, you're writing a storyboard is what I'm saying. Like you're zooming in here, you're looking for footage for this.
As I'm going.
Yeah.
But I don't have any plan at all when I sit down to edit. Even with the like music videos, Feel and Flurfy and the Dearth song, like the songs were there and they were all written and done. And then when I sit down to do the video, I'm like, okay, listen to the first line. What do I need? All right, they're talking about breakfast and toast. Go find that B-roll. Bang.
Right.
Get that B-roll, put it in, line it up. Okay, what's next? And then cut all of that. And when I've got to put the lyrics on, I do have something that can do auto subtitles, but it doesn't work for songs. So all those lyric subtitles are me manually typing those fuckers in and syncing them on the timeline.
And the funny thing, you type like a Neanderthal too, so I'm sure that takes a little bit of a time. You're like a knuckle. You're like a knuckle typer.
I type by banging this on the keyboard.
Exactly.
Cool.
So hey, let's catch up real quick on chat. Stolen Valor, safe bet.
Hi,
Cygnus, yeah, you're right. That's basically what I'm going through. A few things he said to me specifically when I asked him about his rating in the Navy, raised some questions, and there's also a few things that he has online. Now, I hesitate, and here's the funny thing, like I hesitate kind of calling him out on it because he's not using it like his background. Like I purposely say I worked in communications. I work in communications now. I worked in communications in the Navy. I did radio and satellite communications. That's me referring to my experience left and right. He doesn't necessarily do that. Now, I haven't watched a lot of Ironworks, so I may be wrong, but he doesn't necessarily do a lot of that. So calling him out seems to be like, I don't know, a cheap shot, a pot shot. I'm still kind of coming to terms with it. He'll probably say something that pisses me off and then makes a decision for me. But yeah, that's basically the angle I'm going through. So I'm actually talking to Stolen Valor on Twitter about that. So funny thing. Let's see. Thanks for keeping me occupied this evening. CK, you're welcome if you're still here. One will come naturally to you by Megan. Yes, that's true. One does. Mockery is a powerful tool from Shifty Eyes Shady. Yes, absolutely. That's what we specialize in, and sarcasm. So that's something we're definitely going to do. And as Cygnus says, somebody has to do it. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I guess it came over me just being able to kind of just put myself out there, put a face out there, stand in front of a camera, stare at a green little light, and Maybe I got to get some googly eyes to put on either side of it so I know what I'm looking at half the time. Because I look down too much and I close my eyes too much because I'm trying to recall. And it's funny, I've done that in video broadcasts where the eyes stay, and my daughter vetoed it. She's like, "No, don't do that. Please don't do that." That's just
Uh the don't go back and watch the Steve video, the third one, because it's horrible. But if you were to, and it's annoyed it shit out of me while I was cutting it, I was like getting quite upset. And the whole time I was recording it, that eye contact thing was on. So I'm constantly like looking away and choking back tears. But the eye contact thing's still going. So while I'm trying to edit that video, the eyes are like like glitching out. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks so fucking horrific and horrifying.
Oh god. And I showed it. I showed it to her, and I recorded a couple of things, and I was doing the same thing where I was looking over here, I was looking over here, I was looking down, and I think the worst one was when I was looking down, because then your eyes are like up here, and it's like, okay, that's a little unnerving. Like it's not a flattering look.
It's so trippy. And
Megan says she knows the
I'm
feeling
trying
well.
not to use it.
Megan says she knows the feeling well. I'm guessing you talk about creating stuff out of thin air. To me, it's a really painting idea. Was a reference to the key person you focus on. Oh yeah, you're right, Megan. When somebody's going to do enough that pisses me off or annoys me or something like that, we're gonna be like, you know what? This person is my is now my is my prison bitch. I'm gonna I'm gonna make him hold my pocket and walk him around.
That's what happened to me. Creaky Blinder made his video about Nico ripping off Jibei's video, which was actually Jibei ripping off Nico's stream, which was Nico ripping off stuff from TikTok and Twitter.
Everybody else, right? Yeah.
But seeing that, like that afternoon, I logged off from work and sat down and made that video in about 6 hours. And it was like, yeah, now I've got something to say. But that was the moment, the inspiration that was like, all right, I have to cover this because I think I've got it to take. And turns out I did, and it was quite effective. But yeah, it spun me out. I want to read out one comment. Someone commented on the post I put up when I woke up this morning and realized Tina had scheduled all the voting videos. This is from Jerry Gray Bosch 292, who's probably got a shorter name. They are a debunker and part of the Zoo Crew, because I established that rule last night. Who knew you and Nico have been in cahoots all along? Just as Weiss says Duffy was planted 10 years ago. Either you planted your own undercover performance artist, King Nico, just so you could win a silly award to advance your takeover of the debunker universe, or Nico really is as stupid as he pretends to be by cooperating with your amazing production. Seriously, that was next level greatness.
You know what?
What a comment. I love it.
No,
Thank
that's
you
a great
so much.
comment. And the best thing about that is that's a coin flip, to be honest. I mean, it could be either one, because I mean, look,
little from column A, little from column B.
exactly. And the three of us, I mean, refer to us as the Three Stooges, the Zoo Crew keepers or whatever. But you, me, and Mike, we're the next generation, I guess you could say, of debunkers who are starting late. And like I said, we're not this, we're science and we're engineers and we can do things like this and we can talk about things, but we're the point and laugh mockery crowd. We're not, if you want that kind of content, you can go to MC Tunes. You're better served because, he's got tons of degree. I can talk your ear off about satellites, radios, and the Navy and deployments and fiber optics and shit. Like, no one gives a shit. But along the same lines as that comment where it's like a huge compliment, right? You take it and you just kind of find yourself smiling. Is Emma paid me a compliment because she ditched the stream with Mike when I was doing the presentation, because she's like, I don't understand any of this shit. It's going to bore me to hell. I'm just going to see my way out. And I didn't take offense to that because look, it's boring as fuck. I'll be honest. It is nerd porn at a higher level. And it's very specific nerd porn. It's like midget clown porn is like what radio is to like technical stuff. It's completely different.
I was young and I needed the money.
Exactly. But hey, $20 is $20. But the thing of it is she came back after we did the watch party, and she gave me a lot of comments about the positive feedback for the watch party. And then she went back and watched Mike's stream. And she goes, I actually learned so much about it, to where she actually wanted to read one of my other scripts I had pending. And she goes, and she's like, I hate history. I don't know anything about this. But I'll read it anyway. And she's like, I actually learned something. This is great. I can't wait to watch this. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to fucking do it. So, but like when you get that compliment, it's like, it kind of reinvigorates you. Like, why am I doing this stupid shit? And you're like, you know what? This is why, because people want to see it. And if you reach one person, that's all it takes. One person, that's it.
Yeah. And like I said it in a few videos. I said it on stream. If anything I do helps one person, like I don't need to know about it.
Right.
I don't need to make a big song and dance about it. I don't need an email telling me. But the possibility that could be a thing is fine by me, and that'll keep me going. And like I honestly struggle. Now that the whole monetization stuff happens on the stream, and it's a weird thing, and it's I guess partly to do with like imposter syndrome, and everything else. But people like throwing money in super chats and memberships and all of that stuff. That's why they're set to the lowest amounts possible.
Right.
That's why there's like no margin on the shit in that store for backpacks and everything else. Like I'm not interested in making money out of doing this at all. It'll help because like I can go out and get the smartphone adapter that I want for my telescope, and I can upgrade the computer so I can edit more and store more shit and not have to delete every video I make from my hard drive so I can make the next one. But like it doesn't. I'm trying to be okay with that side of it, but I'm very conscious of like lately I've been going really hard after Dearth because he's a scammer and a grifter, and I don't want to be seen as someone who's like
doing the same
cashing
thing.
in.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Off the back of that. Because I'm absolutely not. And like we talk a lot about like we're the point and laugh crew, and to a degree we are. It's just that when I'm pointing and laughing, I'm pointing at the stupidity of Dearth and Fakatzoid and Oakley and Dubay and those guys, and how quickly they flip and how they eat their own, and how they're all pieces of shit.
Right.
But and we've talked about it. Like I'm not going to go after CC or Mikey Smith or any of the other guys, and I don't begrudge anybody who does to make their content at all. There is no judgment ever. I won't do it because that's not my agenda. To me, they don't matter. They're not sucking people in. No one's watching Mikey Smith's content and going, this guy's a fucking genius. Doesn't happen. And if it does happen, holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Humanity's going to end.
But people do watch Dearth and do, like, the number of flatties you'll hear say, like, I got into this because I watched an Eric Dubay video, or I saw Dearth on this podcast. Like,
right.
That's my problem, and that's where I want to be.
Well, and MC2 has something like that too, where he said there's a difference between like grifting and then mental illness or mental deficiency and stuff like that. So you don't bully the the special kids. But like you said, I mean they're also harmless too for the most part. Some of them are harmless.
Yeah, and they're victims.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to attack a victim of a cult leader. Like, that's crazy.
No, you go after the cult leader.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing Steve pop up on Flatzoid's thing, that's when I decided, like, Flatzoid's next.
Yeah. No, I agree.
To drag that guy in, I was like, nah, fuck you, Keith. Fuck you.
Cygnus says, I got some really good ideas, but I'm lazy as fuck. I know that feeling well. Yeah, I know that feeling well. Yeah, it's funny, the imposter syndrome, I have ADHD, and I do better living through chemistry every day, through medication and stuff like that, because to see me without meds, if you think I'm kind of chaotic and like hamming a squirrel from over the hedge now, you should see me without meds. It's like, holy shit. It's like if ADHD had ADHD, that's kind of what goes on in my brain. And I think that's kind of the other part of this too, is by the time I get to doing this stuff, my meds are off and I can find excuses and procrastinate and stuff like that. But that's a different story entirely. Um, let's see. What else we got? Okay. Monkey Cat's back. Feel like I have to step up and start making content now. Yes, Rosie, I think you do. You can join you can
Rosie-
join you can join the point and laugh crowd.
Rosie mentioned, because Rosie's mentioned in the King Nico voting video, and I think he's a bit baffled as to how that came up. So when everything was taking shape and coalescing, MC Toon had the list of nominees up and who voted for them, and who the team captains were. And there's several who didn't have a captain at that point. No one had put their hand up to make the videos, which is why the first thing Nico says is talking about Dearth not having a team captain. David's made the video, so obviously did, blah, blah, blah. Because it wasn't clear for your guy, Rosie, who you nominated, who was going to be making the video. I just took all three names that were on Toon's site. Plus, it was a really good excuse to throw the Rocinante from The Expanse into the video, which is awesome. And that's why you're there. So you're
one of my favorite. That is by far one of my favorite TV shows ever. With the amount of science that goes into that and everything else, and just well written. I've read the books and everything else, and the whole thing's just really well done.
It's always hailed for that, but I've been rewatching it slowly but surely, and there is a scene in, I want to say, season 1 where Avasarala visits the house of the guy from Mars.
Yeah, Holden.
And she passes a telescope. No. Her old dude friend who was working as an ambassador for Mars. She goes to his place. She passes a telescope, and the telescope is backwards. So the end that, like, if you point that end,
the eyepiece is pointed up, right?
You're going to see the floor, and because any time, or nearly any time, you see a Newtonian reflector telescope in a movie, fucking backwards, because they put the eyepiece down the bottom, like you do on a refracting telescope,
right? And
that's not where it goes. It goes up the top. So yeah, it just cracks me up because a lot of the experience is very, very scientifically accurate, but they still got a fucking telescope backwards.
No, you're absolutely right. No, I actually didn't catch that, but you're absolutely right. I do notice those things, but as a whole, I think the whole series is great. Earth is making way more money though. You're right, Megan. You're right. Absolutely right. And I think Shady's working hard to help correct that, I think. So hopefully Shady's able to get that class action started. I'm about ready to download the app just to do it anyway, and I'll go for a drive or whatnot.
And the Globesec guys are being super cool with trying to help Shady out too, which is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? That's the thing about the community. I absolutely love. Like, I've had people reach out to me like, "Hey, you need help editing? You know, give me a hand. You know, I'll help to give you a hand. You know, like, you've done that. A couple other people have done that too, and I just got to do it." Latin has told way more lies than Dearth. Yeah, true. I think that's a fair amount. And Dearth has said quite a few. Monkey Cat Papa, I have a question.
Quite a few this week.
Yeah. Oh shit. You know what I find funny about Dearth is that he went to that high school as part of like this thing about conspiracies, and he thought it was a good thing until he got there. Like, I haven't actually seen the video. In fact, if someone has that video and knows where it is, can you put the link in chat? Because I definitely want to watch that because I have not. If it is recorded,
all 3 sessions are just sitting there on Dearth's channel. The
Are they
Interview
really?
2 channel. Flat Earth Dave interviews 2. Yeah, that's where I got the Dana video, the Dr. Shiva videos up there. Like, why he's posting things that make him look like an absolute tool, I don't know. Or maybe he is just that disconnected from reality that he thinks they went really, really well.
Well, think of it this way.
My guess is that he's banking on the fact that even though his mark didn't buy in, the people watching his videos, he's going to sell 1 or 2 more apps at least. So why not?
Well, and here's the thing with Dirt too is like his narcissism is on a whole other level. Like, he honestly believes and says in an interview that COVID happened after he started releasing videos about flat Earths, and he thinks that COVID happened to stop him, a bald guy from Connecticut, from making flat Earth videos. Like,
Yep.
dude, come on. How fucking oh geez, like look, I'm pretty confident in myself, but damn, that's a whole other level. I mean, come on.
I mean, even Jaron said it recently. Like, if they wanted to keep this stuff a secret, if there was any truth to it at all, Dave wouldn't have a channel.
Right.
It just wouldn't exist.
Oh yeah, they
Dave
took it down.
wouldn't be breathing
No.
if he was onto something.
He'd be at Gitmo under domestic terrorism charges or something. They'll make something up. It's just the way it is. I mean, look, and this is what I kind of put in my script for the ice wall thing, was that I ended it. I changed the ending of it, where it's like, next time someone makes this claim, like, maybe question them on how it's feasible. And while you're at it, why don't you question every other flat Earth claim as well? If you find the information you're looking for, if you question, all I'm asking is to question it. Anything I provide and you see on this channel, question it. Anything I say that I'm an expert, I have expertise in, you will never hear me say I'm an expert in, but anything I have expertise in, question it. Look for it. Ask questions. Put me on the spot. I don't care. That's the role. That's why I do this. Put me on the spot. I do not run from questions. I do not do anything else like that. If you think you have me and you think that I did something wrong, you know what? I will openly apologize and admit that I was wrong. This is the way it is. I do that with my 14-year-old daughter. But the idea of it is that, look, we can't know everything. We think we do. We try to do, but we can't know everything. Pure and simple. All sarcasm aside, we don't know everything. We are constantly learning. I'm constantly learning from this community. I'm constantly learning from everybody else.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Anyone who thinks they've got it absolutely doesn't have it.
Nope.
There's just no way.
No, it's like the first rule, right? It's like anytime you think you know something, guess what? You don't. It's the Dunning-Kruger part, right? You got to get into that valley of shame where you're like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing now. And I've been in that valley for quite a bit. So it's dark and dank down there.
That's my sweet spot.
Well, it's a great slide down from the peak of Mount Stupid, though. As long as you don't hit any rocks along the way, you're fine. It's not,
It's fun. It goes really fast.
Yeah,
it's like going to
exactly.
a theme park. It's amazing.
And it's not the fall that hurts. It's that sudden stop at the end that hurts. But
yeah, that bit sucks.
But Cygnus, hey, if you got some ideas and you want to share, by all means, I'm happy to do a collab or throw them out there for you. I'll throw you all credit because God knows I need ideas.
Oh yeah, I'll steal shit from anybody.
Exactly.
I don't care.
But look, he won't even give you credit. I'm
credit.
at least telling you I'm going to give you credit, Cygnus. So at least take that for what it's worth.
Or like I did earlier, I'll give someone credit, but it'll be the wrong person. What an idiot.
I will say this. When you called out that we may have a CC thing going, I don't know if you saw chat because I was trying to put things together. I had to scroll back through. I saw a bunch of tags of me in chat like, oh no, is he really going to come on? And everyone else, as soon as I popped on the video, everyone was just going funny and just, like having a good time with it. That makes me giggle. That makes me laugh. It makes me smile. And it knows that, look, there's no work on it. All right. This stupid little pet thing that I wear on my head, it cost me like $15. And for me, I've gotten more than 10 times the value out of it for what I've done and for the laughs that I've gotten and how much I made myself laugh. I could care less and make Mike laugh and everybody else. So it's just the way it is. But if you're planning on downloading the app, you'll want to private this stream. It's evidence that you are not a victim. Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
Nah,
Dan will absolutely not download that app.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. It's you know what? It's for the real victims. I wouldn't do it for money. I would just do it because if Shady needs an extra, name signed on the list for class action because other people won't sign, then fuck it. I'll put my name on it. It's one of those things.
There's at least 33,000 verified instances of personal or personally identifiable data leaking. So they're not shorter options. The problem that Shady's been talking about encountering is people going, I don't care because they don't get it. Or they don't want to get it, which is a very
and I think ultimately they also don't want to take a pot shot at Daddy Flurf, don't want to put him in
Oh, yeah.
the sights, you know.
Because look at what he's doing to Jaren now. Like, holy shit. Talk about a 180. Like, he really has lost the plot over this stuff after TFE. Death has. Like, he is next level. Just crazy.
Cygnus was funny as fuck, even though I heard it already. Which one was that? The Uranus my penis bit or what?
Toon was dead. He was
Yeah.
so gone.
I look. Everyone's talked about the fact I can do it with a straight face. I could not do that tonight. I could not. I just couldn't. I'll have to go back and watch and see how much of a straight face I would just seeing just Toon just keel over and just see Mike just start looking at the wall. I was just like, oh God. And I could barely see you behind all the cartoons, but I could see your head just going like you're just shaking with laughter and everything else with your head down.
I couldn't resize
Industrial
it because I was
nerd.
trying to move my mouth and to resize CC Lespew, and I couldn't grab the corner in OBS because I was giggling too hard.
That video by Industrial Nerd, I had not seen that. That was priceless. I was laughing at that one.
Oh,
God.
so good. The wife was great, but when he got to the soundboard of him just like dropping into chats and playing the things, I was just like, oh my God.
I need to make a soundboard, I think, because bullshit is definitely going to be on it, and I think I'm going to have to make a comic book POW thing of bullshit for my emotes when I finally get them. I had a few ideas today for emotes. One's going to be a wig. It's going to definitely be a wig. Just the wig. That's it. That's just it.
It just needs to crawl across the screen.
Exactly. So funny thing, I have a bunch of resources. I have not updated my Stream Deck, as you can tell, but I have some updates for my Stream Deck for some alpha mass, some nice neon, like outlines, kind of like how yours is, except it's a neon that actually moves. It's animated, it goes all the way through, and it's looped. I want to take the code.
Shit me to tears.
Oh God, I want to get one on loop, and I want to do it to where I can put an object and make the wig just go around all the way around, just like an ant crawling.
Get the crawling one. Like
Yeah,
the crawling
exactly.
wig. Just do laps.
Or you know what? Make it an alert if I'm on live stream and somebody somebody does a mention or subscribes or something like that, or likes or something like that. It just crawls across the board, does a little, just crawls across the bottom, does a little dance, and then crawls back. Like an inchworm, and then goes back.
Stands up on its hind hairs and points over to
Yep.
the chat window, like.
Well, it's like from shit. Was it The Night Before Christmas or the what's the Tim Burton
Nightmare
animated?
Before Christmas?
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like
Nightmare Before
you have the boogie does the dance. Make that the wig.
Was it The Simpsons with Snake's hair? Amy gets Snake's hair and it's alive?
Yes. That's exactly what I need to do. That's the one I need to do.
That's what I'm seeing in my head. Hell yeah.
Foxhorse said, "I'm sorry to Craig McToon. I just can't give wits of the like. I can't either." You know what? And actually, it brings up. Yeah, that brings up a point. I know you mentioned this on your channel, and I'll mention it to those who are here. You and I are very much in line with what we believe in and what we think are lines that we don't cross and principles and stuff like that. That won't be a video that's ever going to be on here. That's not something I'm going to show or something like that. And primarily it's because of my own personal experience with domestic violence and stuff like that. So that'll be a story for another time. But basically, it comes down to, well, actually, I'll just tell it now because there's not that many people here and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do, people? Huh?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna leave? Fine, leave. I don't give a shit. No, so like, my mom's been married a couple times, and one of my stepdads was abusive, pure and simple. And it escalated, and she was able to see her way out and get a divorce and take us with her and stuff like that in the middle of the night. That's basically what happened. And but growing up in that environment it resonates with me on a whole nother level. So something like that won't be on here. I don't begrudge anybody for showing it because as far as I'm concerned, assholes need to be shown that they're assholes. It's no different than a news story. And by all means, have fun. Go ahead and put it up there. I may allude to it. I may talk about it or something like that, but that's about it. I mean, that's going to be it. But seeing it again today, you know, like seeing it again tonight, I was just like, how do I fast forward through this? Because it's like, I don't want to necessarily, you know, live through this again. Because I mean, it's a PTSD of sorts. Like, I'm not picturing, you know, Nitwit and his wife having this. I'm actually like picturing like my mom and my stepdad doing this from 20 years ago, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
40 years ago, whatever it was. And it's just,
When sorry, yeah.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say when Craig played it, like I was as uncomfortable as when Toon first played it, and seeing Rubik's like, I'm out. Like someone let me know when this is done. Like I went over to Discord and was just chatting to Rubik's while that played. We both sort of sat there waiting for someone to let us know when it was done. I don't have the same history with it at all. It just makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant thing for me to see, and less so for Rubik's. So, yeah, it was full on. And then again, like today, it was the same sort of reaction. I took a different route in that I wasn't watching it. I was watching chat and I was listening because I hadn't heard the audio before because it was all messed up and they clean it up. But yeah, it was still just
and look, I don't fault anybody. As far as I'm concerned, if there's people out there who are being dirtbags and assholes, they need to be called out for being dirtbags and assholes, and the evidence needs to be provided. Again, I'm not the guy who does it. I'm the guy who points them and laughs. So that's just going to kind of be it. But again, I don't begrudge anybody in their content and everything else. I think that all of us provide a different personalities and different ways of looking at things. And I think that the way that we do this gives you like, you know, a more holistic view of everything. Because, you know, it's not just this person's opinion and this person's opinion. Like I mean, it's not a whole lot to cover anymore since, you know, TFE. So we might as well cover what we can. And there's going to be a lot of overlap. But at the same time, we do it differently.
Exactly.
We do it, you know, a little bit different. And we do it a little bit thing. And, you know, to me, like you, the whole reason for this channel is about the community, is about having fun, about goofing off. It's about pointing and laughing. And it's about at the same time, maybe actually learning something.
Yeah,
you know,
it makes me uncomfortable. It doesn't mean it has to make you uncomfortable. Not what I'm saying at all.
Right.
So just say that's clear for everybody. Like, yeah, some people, it doesn't make them uncomfortable, makes them angry. They have a different reaction. Totally fine and completely valid, and no skin off my nose whatsoever. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. And I said on the stream, same as something along those lines came out about for Catsoid and his wife. Not interested. Don't care. The Oakley thing is different because that's a kid, and fuck him.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, 100%.
Like, yeah, that clip should never ever die off, or no one should ever be like that. Shouldn't see the light of day. It absolutely should, because that shit happened.
Yep.
And he lied about it, like he lies about everything else, and it speaks to what a lying, horrible piece of shit that he actually is, because he actually is. Different story. Kids are involved. Gloves are off.
Yep. Oh yeah. No. And you're not going to get. You're going to get a lot of flack from me on that end of it too, just because. Look, I'm a dad, and my kid is my favorite person in the world, and I would assume everyone else is the same way, but I know they're not. I will say this: there's two things about the video that struck me as odd as I watched it the second time, because I didn't really catch it the first time. Was how abrupt and how easy it was for him to step forward to Kai, like in a very aggressive fashion, very quickly. Like he crossed that line very quickly, and it seemed to be very comfortable for him to do that. And the absolute lack of anything audible reaction from her of him doing that. Not like, what are you doing? Not a scream.
Quietly,
yeah. She just like,
very
I've
calmly,
seen this before.
very quietly, just saying, you're being recorded.
Yep.
That was her response to the table slap. Yeah. Like, that's not a normal response.
Nope. Seen it too many times. Legit concern about what's it making the front page soon. Yeah, maybe we'll have another trading card. Flats getting fired is slightly less disturbing. Yeah, you know what? Look,
that's more fun.
That is a hell of a lot more fun, to be honest with you, because why did he get this? Why did he get fired? You know, it's like, you know, let's think about this for a reason. Did he get fired because he's an idiot, or did he get fired because, something else? It's whatever. But yeah, it's no, it's and here's the thing. I love now that we kind of got this sort of figured out a little bit, and I'm still going to be working on my visuals here a little bit, and that's something I'm doing for this weekend. We got to do more of these. This is fun. I like doing these.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do it on mine and the layouts and all that sort of stuff. And I got to make room for other people to come on because it's getting crowded over here in the debunkatorium.
Well, the funny thing is yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of you got a lot of props up in the way there. But yeah, I mean, anyway, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. I think for all of us, I think there's going to be a lot of things I need to start joining and actually putting in content. So you guys aren't here just to screw around with me and listen to me drone on back and forth and crack dirty jokes and stuff like that, or play Jackbox. But hey, if you're there for that, if you're there for that, by all means, there's plenty of us to go around on that. But no, it's I enjoy these things and everything else, and I do appreciate as far as being a content creator, helping me with my content, so I do appreciate that also. I know I said thank you a few times, but thank yous just don't cover it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen you get a super chat where you're like, "Oh, I got to say thank you," and I can see you're uncomfortable not saying thank you, just uncomfortable by saying, "Well, I have to accept this because I can't really give it back." It's like. It's that idea of like, you say thank you, but I can tell just from your body language that it's not enough for you, but it's the only thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah. Like, absolutely. 100%. Like, words just don't cut it. Talk is cheap. Talk is super cheap. And like, every time someone does that, it's like legitimately surprising and blows me away. And again, imposter syndrome is like, oh, stop it, because I haven't done anything. Like I'm just here talking to you. That's it. That's
I'm here talking shit.
Like, you're all entertaining me, because otherwise it's just me sitting here eating caramel popcorn on my couch, getting fat and not taking a walk or being productive at all.
Or watching somebody else's YouTube channel.
Yeah, which is just very, very sad.
Hey, Megan says she'll come up on the panel with us, but not tonight.
Hell yeah. Not tonight. That's fair. But yeah, absolutely.
I will say this.
Just got to figure it out.
I will say this. Anytime we're doing a community stream, I will have Discord open, and I will actually add Discord to the channel and also to the things. I have an unfornicated server. It's not run by anybody. In fact, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing with it, but it does have a voice channel. We can get everybody in there with their cameras. We can get up to 25 people. We can all sit around and talk shit and have fun and stuff like that. So anybody who wants to ever come up and talk and do an interview style thing, like I'm kind of interviewing BP here for whatever reason. But we're just really just shooting the shit. But it's the idea of like, we just want to look. Our comedies are way too much alike, and I think if we get in a Dumb and Dumber mobile, I think Mike's gonna pee himself.
That's the goal.
Absolutely,
that's all I ever wanted.
And,
like a grown man urinate on stream.
And I'm going to say this: there is something that I want. If we pull this off, there's something that I want to do, and I'm going to pay to have it done. Because the visual on this would be hilarious, and I'll talk to you about it offline because I don't want to spoil it.
That and yeah,
I had this visual of like
community guideline strike is what I'm concerned about.
No. It's not anything along those lines. What it is like I just had this mental image pop in my head, and I'm like, if we could make this any more ridiculous, how could we do that? And all of a sudden, this mental image popped in my head. I'm like, okay, that's funny on too many other different levels. So,
and if we could make this any more ridiculous, my brain just says like, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. And that
give me 5 minutes.
That's the best part about this, because between you, me, and Mike, it's like anytime one of us says something that's great, it's like, and it catches us off guard and we start laughing. Next thing you know, a week later, somebody else is trying to top it. Not different topic, but trying to get like a different thing. We're trying to like purposely make each other laugh. And like our goal is to make Mike pee himself or get up out of the chair or whatever. This is like, these are like our bucket list goals. So the fact that we can play into each other makes it just so much fun. Like, because like when I said, hey, I'll jump on, Mike sent me in all caps, like, yes, please, here's the link. And it's like, all right, I'll jump on. Why not?
This is why I need to get guests happening over over in my patch, because at the moment I'm on stream and I'll have like my brain create the word picture like it was doing last night, or slowing down Dearth saying yeah and discovering creepy sexy Dearth, and then I'm just gone for 10 minutes because my brain's going at
Right.
1,000 miles an hour, and nobody else is seeing what's in my head at all. And I can't express it because I'm giggling too much and laughing. I can't quickly create it.
Well, here's something for you.
Oh,
I
it's
forgot
so
what it
bad.
was. There was one night we were up late. I was talking to the different members of the zoo crew before the stream. I forgot what it was. We were up late. It was probably Emma because she's in a different time, like way different time zone than the rest of us. It was like her morning, my late, really early morning. I think it was really late. And again, I don't remember who it was. It could have been you for all matters. All matters. Somebody said something that all of a sudden made an idea in my head, and I was like done talking. So I was gonna lay down in bed. I'm laying in bed. I'm in bed for literally 5 minutes. All of a sudden, I'm getting out of bed, turning on the computer because I'm like, I need to like work on this now. Like this thought is in my head. I need to get it down. Like I don't want to forget it. And I want to work on it because I'm excited to work on it. I'm like, this is great. I want to do this bit or whatever and stuff like that. So it was hilarious to me. And it was like, what am I doing? It's 3:00 in the fucking morning. I need to go to sleep. Like, nope, I want to go sit on the computer and go work on this now. It's like, what the fuck? My boss is gonna fire me.
One of them, one of the shorts I made, I think it was the solvent gas and water short that I made for Mike. That was like a 2 a.m. job. Like I remember watching that video, and like my brain folded away because I was working, and then I lay down and I was trying to get to sleep. And after about 10 minutes, that song, like "It's Magic," popped into my head. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, right, no, got up, went, got the clips, bang, cut it. It was done in like an hour, like super fast. And then just like sent it straight to Mark. It was just like, here, go to bed. Like it had to come out of my brain immediately, or I was going to lose it.
Monkey Cat Pet, he'll come on and make a fool of himself again. Let's see. Megan said,
yeah,
she's pretty comfortable. All right, even with us, good luck. We're gonna try to make you laugh. We're gonna try to make you pee your pants. That's just the way we are.
Emma, if it was a good idea, it wasn't me. It depends on your definition of good, Emma.
Yeah. And Emma, for all your lack of creativity, you lie like a flurf. I've seen your creativity, whether it's the songs or the thumbnail for Zoo Crew or whatnot. And again, it's not even just that it's your guys' ideas. It's like having conversations with people. All of a sudden, we get ideas, and I would get these all the time, and then be like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." I'd chuckle to myself, and I'd roll over, and go to sleep. Now I have an outlet for this, and I'm like, "Well, shit! Now I got to do something about it." That's the worst part because now I'm like, "Ooh, that's funny. I can wait. Hold on. I love this idea. Let me go and click. Where's the coffee?
Hang on. It can't just sit in my brain. This needs to become a thing immediately. It needs to exist.
And
this needs to live
permanently
somewhere as well.
Yes. I think we need to, I'll be adding that to my channel too. I think that's something that should be on all three of our channels.
I need to change the background color. I'll work on that tonight.
Yeah. I'm still on the fence about this brick. I don't know. I don't know how to. I like the brick, but at the same hold on.
If only to trigger Nico when every other fluffy Mason obsessed.
Hold on. I'm going to change this real quick. If you look at the Unfornicated, you can kind of see it it kind of forms a little bit to the like to the brick a little bit like in the background, like there's almost like I'm very proud of that layer.
It's gorgeous.
And I think it's cool, but I think it's also hard to read, and I also think that I don't know. I'm debating on how I want to do things. I think I'll probably end up keeping the brick because to me it's about graffiti because somebody in one of my discords says it's like intellectual vandalism and verbal graffiti when Flurf talks. And I'm like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
When I was looking at doing the layouts and everything for this, because I didn't intend to stream at all on this channel. And then I just figured out if I do stream, it buys me time to come up with the ideas and edit videos.
That's my whole reason for it too. Easy content. I'll just come in here and talk shit and talk to chat and everything else, and I can still work on other things. Get more ideas.
So the initial design was going to be the brick thing because of Nico's obsession with masons and everything else. And I was trying to get it to work with the logo and other elements, and I was just like, fuck it. So I just created the DP debunks thing, or it was originally Deadpool_2028 debunks, but that was a mouthful. Yeah, and then just went with the crazy AI generated color thing. I was like, fuck it, that'll do. And
I love the color. I love the comic book look of it, like all the different colors and the swirls and stuff. To me, that is really cool. I wasn't nearly that creative. No, Monkey Cat, Pat, we'll definitely have you on. I mean, look, when it comes to my streams, I'm happy to have everybody on. It's just the way it is. I mean, you guys are actually part of the process. I mean, you guys. I've said this before, especially the Zoo Crew and stuff like that, like Icy Spin, Monkey Cat, Emma, CK. You guys kind of really did all the heavy lifting up into that live stream. So, look, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you guys are helping with the content. Well, whether you know it or not, and whether you want to or not, you're helping with the content just by your talking and interacting with us and stuff.
The biggest part of doing this, and I'm talking about it way too much. People are going to go out and find it, and I'm going to die and be mortified. Doing the Football Manager thing for a couple of years, like it's a very, very niche game, computer game, and like I'd be streaming for hours and hours and hours, and I'd be lucky to have 2-3 people in a chat over on Twitch, and that makes it way less fun. But I can talk underwater, so I'll just sit there and amuse myself. You see me do it on streams now. But like it's tough, and the difference it makes in this environment with all of you, like the Zoo Crew people and our new adopted Zoo Crew, because I'm just throwing everyone into it now.
Yeah.
Like it makes it so much more fun for us to actually have a conversation and engage. And
Absolutely.
At the moment, it's different because we're actually able to talk to each other. So it's not that we're ignoring chat, but we're having a conversation and that happens. But it's like we can't do this without any of you watching it and speaking up in the chat. If everybody was just silent, this would have gone for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We'd have been bored as fucking bailed. Because we can talk offline. We don't have to do it here and embarrass ourselves and show you our underwear. But instead, you're all here, so we will show our underwear later. Maybe.
Pants off.
Pants off Wednesdays, Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday for me.
But yeah, no, I mean, Emma, don't worry, you'll be on here, or you'll be mystery voice or something like that. You'll be on. Yes, for those who remember from me talking earlier, Emma was the mystery voice as far as who volunteered. So we'll see how it goes. But you know what? And it's funny because I used to stream. Well, here we have football. It's different. Your football. So I used to play Madden, and I was the grandpa of the Madden team of the Madden league. I was like in my early 40s, and playing Madden with a couple guys from work and their friends and everything else. And I used to stream it, and I'm like, you know what? It's not. Like you said, if you have someone to interact with, it's great. But if you don't have anyone to interact with, it's like, like you said, I'm a talker too. I can talk in the water. I can talk in my sleep. I can do anything I want to. And I'll make myself laugh. But it's so much easier having interaction and having that ping pong back and forth. And like you said, 30 minutes would have been like, all right, we're done with topics now. We're just going to click off. But everybody else was like, hey, let's talk about this, or hey, let's talk about that. Like, if you're and I'm maybe speaking for you in this moment, but if you're on our channel, you guys want to talk about a thing, by all means, tag it, tag me in it. Tell them like, hey, let's talk about this. You know what? Me, I'm a guy with an opinion on everything. I'll be happy to give you an opinion or talk shit about just about anything. So by all means. I mean, what was it the other week?
Sorry, I was just gonna say I went live last night, and like it said on the thumbnail, like unplanned and unscripted, blah 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 blah. And I said to you yesterday, like I have no idea what I'm going to talk about on stream. I literally had I had nothing in the pipeline, nothing in my head. It's just like I'm going to go live, but find out what I'm going to do, and still filled 2.5 hours, easy.
Yeah.
I've probably forgotten 3/4 what we talked about on stream. But you were all there, and it made it
Yeah.
so much easier. Like,
Well, you
Oh,
don't, e-
crazy.
and you've proven you don't even have to be there for us to entertain ourselves,
Yeah.
for 2.5 hours. So
that was humbling, bro. That like I am superfluous doing the whole fucking operation.
no, Emma,
Stream just drives itself.
Emma, you will be up here because we're gonna be giving German lessons on how to swear to everybody. Um, because I think that's a valid skill. Everyone should learn how to swear in multiple languages.
Agreed.
All right, we got 1 o'clock here. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to end up packing it up soon because I gotta get up in 5 hours to go take the kiddo to school. And I'm gonna need some sleep at some point. But I will say, DP, always wonderful hanging out with you. And yes, I mean and it's funny you alluded to this, like you and I are always
Likewise.
having conversations in the background and stuff like that. So half the time I'm laughing at Discord because we're having conversations about this. And like I said, asking like, oh, what are you gonna stream about? You're like, I have no fucking clue. I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. Those are the
Stop
best
scratching
ones.
myself.
Yeah. Just don't scratch too hard.
I was going to go live tonight, but I might have to give it a miss. So, because
So-
I've been now streaming for 6 fucking hours.
Yeah,
today
you
was
gotta go
not
pee.
planned at all.
Yeah. Monkey Cat Pepe, you have no filter. Don't worry, neither do the rest of us. That's not a big deal. Shiza, you're
Fuck
right, but you
filters.
spelled it wrong. Let's see. Good fun times. Thanks for the after party, fellows. You know what? No, thank you guys for being here and asking for it,
Yeah.
because I was just gonna go to bed, and to be honest, I would much rather sit around and bullshit with you guys and have more fun. And well, I guess I got to start referring to you as a mate now, because I got to get that that Aussie term about my mate DP and the humor that we have and that we share together, and it's gonna be fun.
Don't put it the other way. Don't put it the other way around, because if you say DP my mate, that's a whole
It's a whole
different
other
thing.
right? Yeah, and no, it's always gonna be my mate DP. Don't worry about that. We really need to rethink that song that we're waiting for DP, because again, there's too many problems with that one. I think we should wait on that one.
Wait until I got a Patreon or an OnlyFans set up. or
OnlyFans, yeah,
something,
definitely.
then-
Yeah, OnlyFans. That's what we could do. We can do OnlyFans live streams from the Dirtmobile down to Florida. I'm just figuring, like, it's a good thing I have an
We're
unlimited
doing that
plan.
trip, man.
Dude, I have an unlimited plan. We could literally set up the phone in like, on the windshield from various locations, all of our phones, and just be streaming on all 3 channels at the same time. Or just migrate it from channel to channel to channel to channel.
Oh, I'm hitting up Will Duffy. Can we borrow your Starlink?
Yeah, no shit. Put it on the roof. Oh no, but we can use the cell. We can use the cell too, because I mean, I can use a hotspot. I have, like I said, I have unlimited data on my phone, so I can just set it up and let it go.
But it would be more glorious to like haul ass in the CC mobile with CC in a passenger seat, like streaming via satellite, which are, of course, bullshit.
Bullshit, right? Satellites, bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a bit for satellites, and I don't know if I can find something about Uranus and my penis at level, but I'll find something that I can do something at that.
It's there.
Oh wait, I got a couple ideas for Hubble and JW Webb, so that works. Oh, yeah, okay, I got some ideas.
There you go. See, the shit writes itself. It's amazing.
Probably something about a colonoscopy and looking right up Uranus.
Let's get
Uranus, sorry. So when I said the joke originally, my daughter corrected me. She goes, "It's Uranus, Dad." I'm like, "Shut up! It's not you're killing the joke."
yeah, but that's less funny.
Yeah, exactly. But as soon as I said, I get it now. So you'd think if anyone should have a good idea about what my sense of humor would be my daughter by now. Because I raised with sarcasm.
There's probably something to do with Jupiter as well, but that's a bit more.
Oh, yeah, I guess a little iffy. Yeah, well, no, yeah, we're gonna have to think about it. I'm sure I'll have something that pops up somewhere along the line, and but the funny thing is while we were waiting for you to start because you couldn't tell time, the idea of the coloring book came up in my head. I'm like, I got a merch idea. Hurry up and get online, god damn it! I want to share this before it gets out of my head.
While I was struggling to sleep last night, I was saying good night to the lady by phone, mentioned the coloring book, and she was laughing about it. So it's got legs.
Yeah.
But I did have the thought that if it's going to be a coloring book, it has to come with a packet of crayons.
Oh, absolutely. And it's only going to have 3 colors because I'm colorblind.
Yes.
So it's going
And
to come
some
in
of them
with,
should be gnawed on.
yes, absolutely. Flavored crayons.
Flavored.
They have to make flavored crayons, right? Or at least the colors should be flavors. Fruit punch for red. God. See, this is why we can't be unsupervised.
The next piece of merch I put out, although I've got to do a yellow backpack for Charles Arnold because he wants one, so I've got to design that. And MC2 desperately wants a Wits at the Platypus shirt, so I've got to come up with that. I can organize notebooks, like just notebooks with a cover, front and back. But what I want to do for the notebook is to design a cover so that the notebook is titled All of the Flat Earth Evidence.
Right, and it shows
So you
up
get
blank.
the book and then you open it, and there's just fucking nothing in it.
That's great. I like that one. Well, it was funny.
With the blurb written by Stephen Alonso on the back.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be on the back. Just with his quote. That's the only thing on the back. It's just a Stephen Alonso quote on the back.
I mean, I got Nico in his top left video, so I can probably get a quote out of Stephen Alonso.
You probably only have to ask him for one. He's got plenty of videos you can go through.
That's true. I'll just rip it off his website and then say I've got an exclusive licensing agreement with Flat Earth University.
Flavored
Or tell him I'm
crayons.
pregnant.
Oh, pre-chewed crayons?
Yum,
yes,
yum.
Megan, pre-chewed crayons. Why not? If I have to do it
I
myself,
ordered
I
some,
will.
says Emma.
Yeah.
Only flavor they had left was Carolina Reaper. That was my nickname in high school.
Flavored crayons, is that code for anal lube? No, that's unflavored anal lube. But the fact it's unflavored makes me wonder. I still can't believe we made Mike put those up on his stream that Friday. If you're gonna sell Factor, here's a donation. Sell this one for me.
Still got the Asperger's ad in my folder. If you haven't watched, go to the Mark Over IP channel. Was it Mark Over IP or was it on?
No, it's Mitch Over
Drunk to
IP.
Punk channel?
No, it's
Mitch, sorry.
Yes, it's the Drunk to Punk channel.
The stream of he and Andy playing Fast Food Simulator. I've watched it like at least 6 times so far. It's so fucking funny. It brings me great amounts of joy. Maybe that's why he's been sick for so long, recovering from the awesomeness that was
that could be it.
That stream.
That or kids are just
So
petri dishes and they want to share everything.
Oh yeah.
Fucking kids.
Or he's caught
All right.
Caught the flow.
Yeah, cool.
Let's get the fuck out of here, sir.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Go be productive members of society.
All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being with us. DP, as always, thank you for being here. You know what? I'll let you lead us
Thanks
out
for having me, sir. Oh God.
because you got the best
Before I go-
taglines. Oh, come on, man. That's just creepy. But
baby.
here's the thing that I love about
Yeah.
this. I can at least take partial credit for some of this because this is like ideas that we're throwing around in chat. Got to put the rose in his mouth. You got to give him a
baby.
wink. I didn't think of the thong
Get
though.
a-
That's
let
somebody
me-
else.
Care to let me get between your lines of longitude? Creepy, sexy death. It's amazing. The sign-offs. God, under pressure. My usual one is until next time. I'll see you next time, and be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught. That's
I
really
like that
all-
one.
all
That's the best one.
I've got. You can get a sticker of that off my sticker sheet on the store, but don't.
But don't.
There's no need. But it exists. I will just say, don't forget, voting for top left is happening right freaking now. So every video view is worth 1 vote. Every like is worth 10. It doesn't count if you click the like button over and over again. Just so you know that works. And
I was
you
doing that
can't
earlier.
downvote. Yeah, and you can't downvote anything because they're not even looking at that, which sucks. And I wasted hours this morning. But don't forget to vote for the Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind video created by the one and only Mike from Drunk to Bunk Show. Some idiot made a video about King Nico as well. You should probably go check that out. I hear it's pretty good. And all of the thumbnails, or at least the backgrounds of them, you're welcome.
Great job, by the way, on those.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I just ripped them out of Canva. Anyway, thank you everyone for rocking up to the after party and for hanging out with us like all day and all night, wherever you may be. And
wow, you went a little
I'll throw
CC
it back
there.
to you, Dan. But
You went a little CC there.
I really did.
All right, guys.
Again, you
It's
always
been a-
become the thing you hate.
Exactly. All right, guys. It's been fun. We'll see you guys later. We'll go ahead and send out on a song and we'll go from there. Weirdo. Hold on. I screwed something up here again. As always, because audio. Let's try this one. Oh, that's interesting. I learned something new today. I learned when you close an app, you can't use that as everything else. Go figure. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Click the lies the way they fall. Break the chains, expose it all. Truth the light that paves the way. Gonna clear the mess today. Unfornicated and bold and true. We're digging deeper, we're cutting through. Misinformation don't stand a chance, and the light will take a stand. Falsehoods crumble brick by brick. We're too sharp, too quick to trick. Streaming in loud, our fearless shout will burn the nonsense from inside out. Echo chambers can't confine. We're the seekers drawing lines, flipping stories one by one. Battle's hard, but we've begun. Unfornicated and bold and true. We're digging deeper, we're cutting through. Misinformation don't stand a chance, and the light will take a stance. Light it up, let the truth ignite. In the dark, we'll spark the fight. Unfornicated, keep on strong. Debunk the myths where they don't belong. Falsehoods crumble brick by brick. We're too sharp, too quick to trick. Streaming in loud, our fearless shout will burn the nonsense from inside out. Light it up,
All right, everyone. Wish you all a good night. We'll see you later.